Hey everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster vlog, and welcome to day 71 of a year of yoga. We are going to be starting on our mats, and let's give this just a really nice, slow, let's squeeze as much juice out of the orange as there is to squeeze, so to speak. So I want to thank you guys for joining me here today, and let's get right to it. I actually think I'm going to scooch a little bit away. Yeah, we'll just start right here because I don't want to be hitting the shelf. We'll inhale, raising our arms overhead. Rest here a moment and slowly come down. Just work on pairing your breath with the movement. Grounded through all the corners of our feet, doing a slight bend in our knees as we come down. Inhale up and down. Now as we come up, let's lift onto our toes. It doesn't have to be all the way. And then back down. And you can start small and then build up into being very high up on your toes. Or you can jump in all at once. Twice more. On this last one, let's hold up high. And let's take a full breath circuit here. So we've exhaled. Let's, still up on our toes. I'm wobbling. And down. And from here, we can kind of almost like we're making biscuits or stomping grapes. And peel your foot up off the floor, one little centimeter at a time before pointing your toes and pulling up. This is just about waking up our feet a little bit. We can also lift our foot and do 1, 2, 3 circles with our foot in one direction, and then 1, 2, and 3 in the other. Change sides, lift our foot up. Ooh, like keeping all the movements just nice and gooey. Trying to not fall over. Three circles, foot circles in each direction. And now from here, let's hoist up our leggings and do some hip circles. So we can start with narrow feet, narrow bent knees, kind of just giving them a solid bend. That way we can just breathing with the movement. You can have your arms out to the side or overhead like you're holding on to something, if that helps you to keep your shoulders in one position, because we are swinging our hips around, keeping our feet in place and our shoulders in place. Let's change directions. Just trying to make a really nice, solid, fluid circle, touching if we're in a bowl and our butt is a scraper, or our hips are the scrapers rather. We're trying to scrape all sides of the bowl. And now we can actually do this with a much wider stance, pushing over to the side, bending our knees to the front, pushing over to the side, then even having a little bit of a bend forward. And just really make a nice big hip circle. And as I come over to one side, I'm actually coming up on my toe, but you can do that if you want. Change directions. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. This really gets into my outer glute area. Inhale overhead, bring our hands, palms together in front of our heart to get that sense of bringing our fingertips together in our palms. Now let's try to recreate that sensation with our hands behind our back. So inhaling, extending out turn our palms so that they're facing behind us, and then bring them down with a nice level of control. This is a controlled movement. We're not relying on momentum. We can bring over our sacrum our fingertips together like this. And you may be right here just with pulling, almost like in butterfly posture. When we bring our knees to the ground, we are bringing our elbows back to really make some space along the front of our arms, and we can really flap them here. Or we can come into some moments of stillness where we have our middle fingers together. You might overlap them a little bit more, or you can bring more fingertips together behind your back. And from here, and one day you may be able to build it up to where you can bring your palms together, or you might just be right here, or you might be clasping your hands, or just keeping those single fingertips touching behind your back. It's more about opening through the front of like our arms, through our deltoids and biceps, into our chest. So whatever position our hands are in today, you may even have like a towel or a strap to bring your hands together. But as we inhale, we can lift our chest and bring our elbows back. And then with our exhale, pulse back out of it. Inhale up. Exhale, bring it back out. Just kind of ease. We can even, let's do some shoulder circles. Ooh, in this position. 4, up and back. 5, and now other direction, up and forward. Just 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't want to rush through it, but 5. Now from here, let's slowly release, bringing our hands out. Ooh, turning those palms forward and bringing our arms up. There we go. Next, we've got eagle arms. I feel like this is quite a bit, for that part of my shoulders, but it's such a tight spot because I spend so much of my day, and I know many of us do, on a phone or on a keyboard or crafting or crocheting. And I just, as the days and weeks and months and years go by, I feel myself shrinking more and more into this posture. And I really want to just be very just elated and erect and just upright and shoulders wide and open. And it feels really good to be able to be here. But I need to kind of do a lot of it to try to counteract my natural inclinations. So inhaling, palms up, bringing our thumbs behind us. Let's actually take a few inhale as though running our thumbs across the wall behind us. You don't have to be against the wall, but that visualization can really help. And exhale. Let's inhale here, flip our palms over. Let's bring our arms in front, right arm on top of left or left on top of right. Just remember which it is so you can do the opposite next time. And I'm actually going to grab with my left hand the right upper arm as I then bring that hand up. And you can rotate so that your palm's facing away from you. You could rotate so that it's in, or you could find a moment of stillness here. Or we could even just press the backs of our hands together. And actively, this is more of a passive stretch because we're pulling and holding it. This here is active. We are engaging and bringing those elbows together. There's 1, 2, and on 3, exhale, open. Inhale, bring them back together. Bring the back of our hands left on top this time. And squeeze actively with those muscles, squeezing. If the boobage is getting in the way, just lift, bring your elbows together, and then settle them back down. And open. Oof. But by alternating the passive stretching of kind of pulling the taffy and getting it in there with the active stretching of just using our muscles, our strength to pull things together. That's going to give us, not only do we have more flexibility, but we have more strength. And it's the muscles knowing that they can do that will allow us to be more flexible, at least is how I understand it. So now from here, we are going to do a little bit of our flow with just inhaling up. As we're up here, let's bend from like, is that like our third or fourth rib up maybe? I don't know. I'm trying so hard to learn more anatomy, but there's only so much I can soak up in a day. But we're going to bend in that mid upper back, just lifting our sternum towards the sky. So we're inhale up, exhale. Inhale, lifting that chest, and exhaling, bending back. Not in our lower back. Like the bend isn't happening by our hips. I actually have my glutes tucked and engaged to help support through my abdomen. Bending back. Let's take a few breaths here. Inhale up and exhale, forward fold. You may bring your fingertips to some blocks or a chair. Let's actually grab some blocks. Because you don't gotta, boom, just what'd I just touch? Oh, you don't gotta just slam right into a full forward fold right out the gate. So let's, holding onto the blocks to bring the ground up to us. We're just shifting forward and back, coming up onto our tippy toes. Maybe shake the booty at the sky. And then leaning up, trying to bring your pinky toes up just as high as your big toes. And we could maybe step the blocks down. Give this a few sways, just side to side. Just make it very, very juicy. Like, pull that taffy. Just get into wherever feels good. Now, as you breathe and move through this, we can lower our blocks. Rock those toes up. And then heels up. And then you may scoot the blocks out of the way and say hello to the ground. You could hold on to your ankles or your shins. Inhale, coming up to a flat back. And exhale, going a little deeper before we bend our knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time, rolling the shoulders up and back, and then repeat. Let's inhale up, exhale. Inhale, lifting that chest, and exhale. I do a few circuits of breath here. Coming up out of it as we inhale, and exhaling a little deeper in. Inhale up, exhale, folding forward. And now from here, let's walk our hands forward. I was in the middle of the mat, so I'll need to step my feet back as well. And we'll just come here to a downward facing dog. Relax our head, neck, and shoulders. Inhale. I don't know why the dog's losing his mind. I don't know if even the mic is picking up on that. Inhale. Exhale, maybe coming up onto your tippy toes. Maybe walking your knees out a little bit. And then just pressing equally through all of our fingertips, through all of our toes. Breathing into the bottom of our lungs, expanding our abdomen. Before we exhale, pulling that navel in towards the spine. Really just getting the last bits of breath out. And then we can walk our hands back up the mat. Bend our knees generously and roll up. Nice and slow. One vertebrae at a time. Thank you guys so much for another wonderful day of yoga together. I look forward to seeing y'all tomorrow. Let me know how your day is going down in the comments. And I'm if you have any questions too, I'd love to be able to answer those in tomorrow's video. So be sure to leave a comment if you have any questions, and I'll get back to you at the end of tomorrow's video. So we'll see you guys then, and until then, keep on keeping on. Mwah! Bye. Boop.